What's up, guys? Will Brooks here, coming to you in another session of Thoughts Out Loud Experiment. This is session 61 of the TOLE, and I am coming to you on what is it? This is a Wednesday night, close to a Thursday morning. I actually took vacation time for the rest of the week, and the plans got rained on, literally, like that. We were going to go down to Chunju, a different city down to the south in Gyeonggi-do here in Korea, and that didn't work out like planned because the rain kind of came in and really ruined plans. And I mean, we started to go, and we were like, hey, we can just go down there. We'll have fun. We'll have a good time. But it involves a lot of outdoor hanging out. So doing that in the rain with all our baggage, we were only staying for a night. We weren't driving. We were taking a train. That was weird. Never heard that sound before. But we were taking a train and things like that. So we just decided against actually going down there, and cops outside, I guess. They never really turned their sirens on here. Anyway, so we ended up staying here, and I ended up doing a few things, not as much as I wanted to. Like, I figured, hey, I'm here, I can knock out like a lot of content creation. The next 2 days are shot. Like, I was tempted to go back to work. I was like, well, maybe I'll just go back into the office and just save the leave time for whenever we do end up going to Chunju, because we have to reschedule. We can't cancel the tickets, because, or we can't cancel we canceled the train tickets, took a hit in the fee, but you can't cancel the hotel at all. He's like, nah, you don't get no refund. You can reschedule if you want. And so if we're gonna reschedule, we told him we'd call him back with a time. And I started to go back to work and say, okay, I'm gonna go into the office, save my leave, save this 16 hours that I'm taking out, took today, but I was gonna go in tomorrow and save that time. And then it occurred to me that I got a lot of lead time, so I don't need to use it. So I stayed on home. So that meant to me, like, this is a plenty of time. I can relax. I can, create content. I can brainstorm. I can work on my goals and work on getting those to this, to the point where they need to be. Because right now they're inefficient, and very little of that happened. My son's on spring break, so that has a portion of it. But I find myself really making excuses now, and I'm like, kind of like, these days I'm forcing myself to create content. Is it? And I don't know exactly why that is. I'm not sure if it's because I just it's I'm not sure if it's because I hate editing, because that's a big deal. I actually really don't. I'm not a big fan of editing, and I've mentioned that in past Thoughts Out Loud sessions. I just don't like the process of going through it, because once I get into it, I end up doing a lot more editing than I would, or than what I think is ideal. Like, I want to throw things in there. I want to throw sounds and pop-ups in there and things like that, and that ends up taking forever. And then you get done, and I don't know. It's just, but I don't know what it is. It's not like you get done and it's not a good product. You get done and it's like it probably would have been just as good without all that extra editing. Maybe that's what it is. That being said, it's hot in here already. Yeah, this is gonna be an adjustment because there's no air conditioners in this room. I'm gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot in here. You're gonna see me sweating a lot, particularly in the TOLE, because I won't. It's supposed to be a quick thing. I won't get up and prepare the room with air fans or whatever, cool the room down before I do it. I just turn the camera on and go. Anyway, um, but I did, in the end, I did have that resistance from within, and didn't want to do a lot of things, and I was just making excuses to do other things in situations like that. But I did kind of get a video created for a video recorded for the Korea-centric channel, and I planned things out for Thoughts Out Loud for All Things Will. So tomorrow Uni and I are gonna go ahead, do something that we've been saying we're gonna do for a long time, do the office tour, and just walk through the office and talk about each different station and what it's for, what the purpose of it is. And we're also going to try to do we're gonna go ahead and get her stuff out. So I actually mentioned her stuff earlier this week. She has the investigative style Korean shows that she wants to do, but she wrote all that down in Korean. So she wants me to she wants to translate with me, because our powers combined, we can translate, a 50-word document. But she wants to go ahead and translate with me, and then we'll go ahead and put that stuff out. She'll actually edit the video, create the video, and put it all out on her end once we get the terminology correct. So all that's happening. We got a market post that we're doing, and all that stuff's going forward. But I'm forcing myself to do it. Like, I'm forcing myself to push forward with it, because I mean, this is a lot of time. I mean, 3 whole days off from work, stuck inside. That's the biggie. Like, I'm stuck in the house. I can't go out and do much. I tried to go out and just walk around today and get some fresh air. I mean, rain's coming in sideways up under the umbrella and stuff. So I was like, it just didn't. It doesn't make any sense, man. Just stay at home and create. And so I'm actually looking forward to what I'll come up with in the next couple of days. And I got a lot of things in the works. A lot of things like up here in the mind going on, because I want to. One thing that my sister brought to my attention when we were in our last phone conversation is that, yeah, you do thoughts out loud, and that kind of keeps you accountable, because you're doing it, you're putting it out there for people, and once people start really paying attention to it, they'll be like, hey, I thought you were gonna do this. And now, when she mentioned that, I was like, that was the whole purpose of it. Even I'm supposed to come out and go back and look at it and say, hey, you didn't do this. Then, like 4 or 5 things that I said I was going to do came to mind that I didn't do. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to implement something where I come back and review Thoughts Out Loud, maybe once a month or something like that. Go back and just look through Thoughts Out Loud episodes or sessions and see if I really followed up on what I said I was going to do, where I didn't. And there will be a lot of times where I don't follow up. I know. So I'm thinking 2 things off the top of my head is I still never finished my 5x20 post. I mean, that's like from sessions in the 20s. And then I never did follow through with the actual experiment of like diving in every night, interacting with people, and then sharing on that platform in Facebook. And I don't even know which sessions those are. I'll see if I can find them really quickly where I mentioned those, and how I failed to really come back and follow through with them. I don't want there to be any empty promises to myself, particularly me, because I'm doing this for me more than anything. But so we gotta go and fix that. So we gotta do something to like stop the broken promises from happening and keep myself accountable. And we got to implement something. So I'm brainstorming on that. I also wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to share how I actually document all my ideas or store my ideas. A lot of people use Evernote. I use Google Drive. People use other things. But I wanted to kind of just sit down in front of the computer and go through what I do with Google Drive to save my stuff. That's 15 gigs free of just like documents that you can save, recordings and things like that. Sometimes I'll record episodes or I'll record videos. I'll like put, you'll see me with my lapel mic sometimes. I'll go into that tomorrow. So that's all stuff that's going to happen tomorrow because we're stuck inside and we don't have anything really to do but create. And we can get a lot of that stuff planned out and even future content planned out and maybe even shot and edited so we can kind of push it out there over the next few weeks. So when I take days off like this and I end up not doing anything and I don't go back to work, I should really, really, really capitalize on them, on the time, because what else is there to do, right? So that's all I got for this one. I'll tell you what, man, I really don't understand why. I mean, that's the whole start of Thoughts Out Loud. I really don't understand why I struggle with it, right? Like, I gotta do a podcast right now. Part of me doesn't want to do it. Part of me wants to sit there and turn on a video game, sit back and just relax and veg out for a little while. And I think you need that from time to time. But I don't know. I think I've just been doing it so long. It's the same as whatever part of you doesn't want to go to the gym, right? Like, I've been doing it for so long that it's like, I I can record I can squeeze the podcast episode in the morning and delay it. I'm not gonna do that. It's like I told Anthony, you had a good point in your last third thing where you're like, don't let yourself like don't psych yourself out. Like the moment you say you'll do it tomorrow, it makes it harder to do it tomorrow. So I found that works in the opposite direction too. Like if I say I'm gonna make every episode, the longer I keep making every episode, the harder it gets for me to like miss it because I'm like, yo, I can't miss it. That breaks my streak, and that's what goes on with the Soul Weaver podcast. Sometimes there's been some of them have been kind of thrown together at the last minute and barely made it on Thursday like they're supposed to. So I wish I knew exactly what that was that makes you not want to do the thing you want to do. Like you want to do it, but you don't want to go through the work of doing it. And maybe this is just me. Maybe it's not you guys. But I find myself like, oh, like really, I have to identify. Like, did I just try to make an excuse right there? I need to go and like just get up and go right into it. Speaking of what Ant said in the third thing in the morning the other day, I was like, yeah, man, like I've implemented a 5 second rule. Like the moment I find myself trying to push it off till tomorrow, just jump in and do it. And so like I do it all the time at the gym. Like the moment I find myself saying I can go to the gym tomorrow, I just jump up and then get into the closet and get my gym clothes on. And once I get to that point, it's like get to the point of no return as fast as possible. So like me, once I turn my podcast mic on me, once I pull this bad boy out and actually set up my garage band, I'm not gonna not record the episode. So mm, that was a good point. So now this is here. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on my Mac and get started. So thanks so much for your time, guys. Appreciate you tuning in to Thoughts Out Loud. It's part of my daily routine, even when I am a little bit late and I do it like this. But it happens every day. I do something on this camera every day, with the exception, I'm 80% of the time. Still kind of working up there. So if you like it, go ahead and subscribe. You'll see a lot more. There'll be plenty of them. This is the 61st video on All Things Will, and the vast majority of them are Thoughts Out Loud. So and we got more coming. So again, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll be back tomorrow with another session of Thoughts Out Loud Experiment. See you then.